Welcome students. Now ossification of and clinical anatomy of lumbar vertebra and difference in male and female sacrum. Now ossification of lumbar vertebra is important because there are various developmental anomalies which are common. Now there are three primary centers of ossification. These appear at 8th to 9th week of intrauterine life. One for body and one each for each half of neural arch. There are 7 secondary centers. These appear at about puberty for 2 for annular epiphysis of upper and lower surface of body, 2 for tip of transverse processes, 2 one each for mammillary processes and 1 for tip of the spine. 2 halves of neural arch fuse with each other during first year of life and neural arch fuses with centrum during 6 years of life. Rest of the 7 secondary center they fuses with this vertebra by around 25 years of age. Clinical anatomy questions asked on these bones, that is, what is sacralization of fifth lumbar vertebra, what is anatomical basis of lumbarization of first sacral vertebra, what is spina bifida, what is spondylolisthesis, cauda equina syndrome after fracture dislocation of lumbar vertebra, anatomical basis of disc prolapse and lumbar lordosis. Now coming to developmental deformities one by one. Lumbar region is common site of different developmental deformities. This leads to symptoms ranging from backache to serious paralytic manifestation depending upon severity of the defect. Sacralization of lumbar vertebra, it is one of these developmental deformity. In this, the fusion of fifth lumbar vertebra or its transverse process, it takes place with the sacrum. This may compress fifth lumbar nerve. Lumbarization of first sacral vertebra. First sacral vertebra S1, it separates from sacrum and fuses with fifth lumbar vertebra. This results in 3 pairs of sacral foramina on sacrum. Spina bifida. In this developmental defect, due to failure of fusion of 2 halves of neural arch, the various presentations can be there. In case the defect remain hidden and there is no herniation, then it is known as spina bifida occulta. In case from this posteriorly defect, the meninges herniates out along with the cerebrospinal fluid, forming this bulge on the back. This is meningocele. In case along with meninges neural tissue also herniate, it is meningomyelocele. Spinal cord, when it is exposed on the posterior surface, it is myelocele, and when the central canal of the spinal cord, it is dilated in the herniated region from this defect, it is known as syringomyelocele. Spondylolisthesis. Now here greater part of fifth lumbar vertebra slips forward over the sacrum. It may be due to anomalous ossification and it results in a backache, sciatica, that is the pain along the course of sciatic nerve. Here you can see spondylolisthesis, the L5 it slipped forward over the sacrum. Now the disc prolapse. Now this is age related changes which takes place in the intervertebral disc. This leads to the herniation of the disc or prolapse of the disc. Here it is common in lumbar region, usually posterolateral. This compresses nerve roots and may result in referred pain such as sciatica. Pain increases with increase in pressure in spinal canal such as on sneezing, straight leg rising test. Now fracture dislocation of lumbar vertebra involving here injury of L2 to S1 nerves. This leads to cauda equina syndrome and is characterized by flaccid paraplegia, sphincter disturbances leading to incontinence of feces and urine, saddle shape anesthesia and absence of knee and ankle jerk. Lumbar lordosis. Now this is, in this case, the anterior convexity of lumbar vertebrae is exaggerated, leading to lumbar lordosis, known as lordosis because the person, when he walks, it appears like a lord because forward bulging or forward convexity of the lumbar vertebrae. Now questions on this lumbar vertebra, you should know these are: identify given bone, keep it in anatomical position, which are typical and atypical lumbar vertebra, name its parts, give attachments of different parts of lumbar vertebra, what are the contents of lumbar vertebral canal, ossification of lumbar vertebrae, and clinical anatomy questions. This which we have already discussed in this PPT. Now coming to sacrum. Sacrum here, it's having many foramina. Structures transmitted through foramina, through pelvic sacral foramina. These are ventral rami of upper four sacral nerves and lateral sacral arteries. Whilst the dorsal sacral foramina, they transmit dorsal rami of upper four sacral nerves. These are dorsal sacral foramina, and in this first figure these are ventral sacral foramina, pelvic sacral foramina. Structures emerging at sacral hiatus. Here you can see at the end of this sacrum there is inverted U-shaped gap, that is sacral hiatus. The structures emerging from here, these are fifth sacral nerves, this pair of fifth sacral nerve, pair of coccygeal nerve, and filum terminali. Now sex differences in male and female sacrum. These are having medico-legal significance. Out of this, important one is sacral index. It is derived from breadth across the base divided by length from promontory to apex, and this is multiplied by 100. Male sacrum is larger and narrower than female. Average sacral index is 105 in males and about 115 in females. Now width of the body of each sacral vertebra is greater than that of the ala. Here this is ala and this is width of the body. So this is more in males, while in case of female these two are equal or it is somewhat less. The concavity on the ventral aspect of sacrum is more uniform and shallower in males, while in females concavity is irregular, especially between S1 and S2 and between S3, S4 and S5. Dorsal concavity of auricular surface is less marked in male. Sacrovertebral angle is more prominent in female, and downward direction of pelvic surface is greater than in males. These are the differences in male sacrum and female sacrum. We have already discussed, that is width of body of S1 is more than length of ala on each side. Width of body of S1 is less than or equal to length of ala on one side. Sacral index is less. Sacral index is more in females while it is less in male, around 105. Pelvic surface in males, this is smoothly curved, concavity is shallower. In females, pelvic surface is abruptly curved, curvature more marked between S1 and S2 and between S3 and S5 segments. Auricular surface in male sacrum, it extends on upper 3 or 3.5 sacral vertebrae, while in female it extends on upper 2 or 2.5 surface of 2.5 part of the sacral vertebrae. It is larger and less obliquely set auricular surface in males, while the auricular surface in females is smaller and more obliquely set. Coming to the questions on sacral vertebra, these are: identify given bone and keep it in anatomical position, name its parts, give attachments of different surfaces, what are the structures passing from sacral canal, pelvic and dorsal sacral foramina and sacral hiatus, give relations and muscle attachment of the sacrum, what is sacral promontory, what is sacral index, give sex difference between male and female sacrum. Thank you.